My first really successful company was working with a lady by the name of Lucinda Bassett. She had a program called Attacking Anxiety and Depression, and had a cognitive restructuring program that helped people overcome anxiety and depression disorders through helping them change negative habit patterns of thought. I think that was one of the most amazing educational experiences for me in understanding the power of the mind. I truly believe that 80–90% of the things that we go to the doctor for are things that started here. Now, I'm not saying that you don't really have a stomach infection. I'm saying you don't really have. These things are real. I'm saying that the mind is more powerful than anybody can imagine. If I'm sitting in a room and a beautiful woman that doesn't have any clothes on walks in, my brain is going to release a chemical measurable in my bloodstream that's going to change how I feel. And if we think that something horrible is going to happen in our life, then our brain releases chemicals that does things to our body that makes us tense, and the fight or flight syndrome kind of kicks in. And if we believe that we are fat and unhealthy and unmotivated, then we end up being that way. We start doing things that are consistent with our dominant thoughts. In the Attacking Anxiety and Depression program, we found that the drug companies were making millions of dollars a year. I think it was billions, upwards of $40 billion a year selling drugs that were simply covering up symptoms. Symptoms being everything from irritable bowel syndrome to numbness in your hands and feet to uncomfortable feelings in groups of people, or just a heavy feeling in our heart, or depression. The list goes on and on and on. And I've always believed that you're about as happy as you make yourself up to be. And I learned that through personally being on the phone with over 20,000 people over a period of 10 years who had been struggling with anxiety and depression. Now, the sad thing is, 1 out of every 4 people have challenges with depression and anxiety to the point where it's debilitating, where it takes away from your ability to be a good husband, a good father, a good mother, a good employee, a good wife. All of your roles in your life are greatly affected by these negative habit patterns of thought, and their negative self-talk and worry and what-if thinking and negative expectations and the perceptions we have of ourselves, our coping skills in dealing with stress. These are all things that can be changed. The challenge is that in that situation, it's the very thing that we're fighting that keeps us from overcoming it. It's that negative self-talk and that tells us, oh, I'm going to stay this way forever and I can't get through it. The most powerful thing that we are able to do is bring in a missing ingredient. We were able to give people the audio programs to help them learn the techniques. But it wasn't until we found a living, breathing human being that could give them hope. Our personal coaching program was one that our coaches weren't therapists, psychologists. They were simply people who had overcome that challenge of depression and anxiety and had moved on and had done well with their life. And that magic of having belief because you're talking to somebody that's been where you are and who's overcome it. I think that's one of the most important reasons to find mentors in your life, not just so that they can teach you what you don't know. I've always heard it said that, there's 2 or 3 sayings that are complete fallacies. Number 1, they say practice makes perfect. That's not true. Perfect practice makes perfect, but imperfect practice, you're just going to be practicing incorrectly. And they also say experience is the best teacher, and that's not true either. Somebody else's experience is a better teacher because they've already gone through everything. And that person can give you belief that you can do it too. If you can realize that this person has 2 legs and 2 arms just like you, they were probably broker than you are at one point in their life, they simply made a decision to move on and do something great with their life, and they can give you that key ingredient, which is belief in yourself that you can move forward and overcome it.